attack, fast fatal heart impact, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and packs. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And let us begin. Whenever we last left off, Deku and Todoroki, or Shoto. These two have faced off against the sludge villain. Through their combined efforts, they were able to actually somewhat distract it enough, until All Might came in. Along with that, you do have Bakugo Katsuki, who in this timeline, without Midoriya being there, he's a lot more reckless and not level-headed. In all honesty, he's a jackass. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, after the attack, they were praised by the heroes, and All Might did speak with these two, learning that these are Endeavor's sons. Now, along with that, they did actually leave and look around the mall a bit more, going to actually go around a couple stores and try and get some, well, pieces to their hero costumes made. They had certain designs and certain specs for them. Getting them looked at and actually, basically, well, made would be a bit easy to do. However, they're simply just looking for a few different things and experimenting with their costumes right now. Now, Midoriya, the next day, is going to pick up his stuff, along with Todoroki's. Todoroki, he is currently heading over to the other side of the mall to get some of the things they got from that side of the store. Now, Midoriya, he is walking in. As soon as he walks into the store, he goes directly over to the counter and gets what he needs, handing over the money, and the man gives him a bag. Midoriya, looking inside of it and seeing exactly what's in there. There's some of the cloth, the other things, and the other things. What Todoroki needs for his costume and what he needs for parts of his. Thanking the man before turning around. That being where that blonde-haired girl is there. And Midoriya, he's actually a bit surprised. Hi. Hello. About yesterday. Oh, okay, so it is you. Wait, you remember me? Well, yeah. You're the girl that was attacked by the sludge villain. Then again, it's kind of weird seeing you. You look a bit different. Really? How exactly do you remember me? Well, you were doing that whole thumbs up thing with that look on your face. Oh, please, don't remind me of that. Huh? Why? It was pretty funny, actually. That's a side effect of overusing my quirk. Oh yeah, about that. Exactly what is your quirk? I heard it was something like lightning. Yeah, it's lightning. However, whenever I use it, it kind of overfries my brain. The electricity from the lightning messes with what's going on in my head. The electrical currents running throughout my mind and everything sort of get all mixed up. Huh. Sounds like you know a lot about your quirk. I sort of have to. I actually do plan on going to UA. Huh. That's actually kind of convenient. What do you mean? Well, I was gonna go to UA. Actually, me and my brother, we were going to go on recommendation originally, but, well, if we do that, then our dad really won't... Well, not our dad, but our older brother, he'd make fun of us for it. What are you talking about? Well, you do have my older brother, Toya Todoroki. He's a pro hero. In fact, I think you've probably seen him before. He goes by Inferno. Hmm. Wait. Uh, I think I've heard of him. Does he have? Yeah, he has blue flames. If that's what you were gonna say. He had to go through a lot, but eventually he was able to get control over his quirk. In fact, me and my brother are still trying to figure out our quirks. Interesting. Well, I just wanted to thank you for yesterday. Hmm? Oh, no problem. In fact, it was actually nice to help out. Hmm. Well, I mean, ha. I'm not even sure how to actually say thanks, so I'm just here. In fact, I'm kind of, well, shy about using my quirk. Hmm? Why? Well, it's sort of only a one-shot thing, and I do need to actually train it up and get used to it. Okay, so why don't you just start training it? It's not that easy. What do you mean? I can train my quirk every day. Both of them. Both of them? Yeah. I can manipulate the air, and I can also manipulate Earth. What? Yeah, it's how I was able to save you. The rocks that were floating in the air whenever you were on one, I was simply just keeping up in the air. Think of it like, well, telekinesis, but for rocks. I'm not too sure how to actually say it. I think it's something along the lines of, hmm, I would say elemental kinesis, but I don't think that's right. Actually, it kind of works like Hawk's quirk, now that I think about it. Huh, okay. Well, um, I hope to see you again one day. Hmm. Yeah, likewise. Now, with that being said, Midoriya does go to walk away. As soon as he does, he actually does have a question go up in his mind. This girl wants to train her quirk, and she's going to have trouble with it, and learning about it's probably going to be a lot harder. So he decides to do one thing, turning back around and asking her a question. Um, hey, would you like to come train with me? Hmm? What are you talking about? Well, me and my brother are gonna go train. We actually are gonna do it with one of our classmates. She herself is actually gonna go to UA on recommendation. So, how about it? If you're gonna go to UA too, I think you might actually stand a good chance. Hmm. Well, hmm. It probably would be a good idea. By the way, what's your name? Oh, sorry. Um, well, Denki. Really? Yeah, it's sort of an odd name. It seems good. Well, my name's Izuku, but I mean, hey, I'm kind of the odd one out in my family, so it does make sense. Okay, well, where should we meet? Hmm, I'd say somewhere open. Somewhere big enough for us all to train. Let's see. Four people training their quirks. Our backyard at my house isn't big enough. Hmm. I think I know where we could do it, but I'd have to talk with my brother. Oh, alright. Anyways, Midoriya quickly just looking into his backpack and pulling out a piece of paper, writing down his phone number on it and saying, "Here." Just give him a call whenever, well, she's ready to talk. Her taking the piece of paper and him quickly just running off, telling her to see her later. That being when she's left standing there, and kind of surprised. Now, roughly about an hour later, when Midoriya does get home, his brother, Shoto, is there, asking him exactly how are things going. Did you get everything? Yeah, I did. But even then, You remember that girl from yesterday? Hmm? Oh, yeah. What about her? I ran into her today. Turns out she's gonna go to UA. Really? That's pretty cool. Did you find out about her quirk? Oh, it was electricity. Or like lightning. Apparently it messes with her head whenever she uses it. It's kind of weird. Really? Well, I mean, it kind of does make sense. Yeah, but even then, she's not very confident in her quirk and she wants to train it. So I didn't think you would mind it, but I asked her if she wanted to train with us. Huh. Alright. Well, I kind of also do have another thing. Do you know where we could train? Hmm. Well, you see, that actually did come up to my mind. We can't train in the backyard, especially if you're going to be using fire and ice, and I'm going to be pulling up the backyard. So, how about we go train at the beach? What are you talking about? Well, think about it. From what I've been seeing on, well, my phone, a lot of people don't really go to that place anymore. Even during the summer. Even we haven't been down to it in a long time. Does make sense. But are you sure that'd be a good idea? We might get in trouble for it. Well, I mean, probably, yeah. But even then, it's us. We're the number two hero's sons. If we're simply just training at the beach that no one's gonna be at, then people might not mind. Now, that being said, you do have, well, a couple hours later, Todoroki and Deku, they do go down to the beach and see if it would be a good spot to train at. Whenever they do get there, you do have what the current situation is. Looking at the beach, there's no one really here. And well, whenever they do begin to walk down it, they do eventually see the huge trash mound that is on the beach. Now, with that being said, both of them do look at this thing, and they do actually see how far it goes. Apparently, this is the reason why no one comes here. People just started throwing their trash away here and thinking that the city would take care of it, but they didn't. After looking through, they can actually see a lot more things. There's old weights, an old, well, weight bench. There's a truck here, and there's even a couple fridges. So, that just means that this is going to be a very big problem. The city won't take care of this stuff because it's probably been here for a long time. And, looking at this giant pile of rust, basically, they can see that it needs to be taken care of. So, if they do actually clean this place up, they can have a good spot to train at. Since no one wants to come here because of this stuff. Now, the next day, things are all set up. Early in the morning, Midoriya and Todoroki, they do actually get to the beach. Now, while they are at the beach, Midoriya and Todoroki, they're waiting. They're both sitting on the stairs and talking about how, well, the girl that Midoriya gave his number to yesterday, after they were at the beach, she messaged him and actually asked where they're going to be training at, and where they're going to be meeting up. To which he began to explain they're going to be meeting at the beach, and, well, him and his brother might be there around 6 in the morning. So she did want to come and, well, arrive and train with them. She should probably be here around 6 o'clock, or at least a little bit earlier, since they're probably going to be waiting for someone else. Now, with that being said, the time is currently 6:10, and they're still waiting for these two to arrive. After a bit of time, Denki, she does come running up, and she's actually a bit tired. She could not get a ride from her parents, so she had to actually run here, which actually left her a bit tired. And while she's currently drinking some water, there is a limousine that does pull up. After it does, you have Momo. She jumps out of it really quickly and runs over, quickly apologizing for being late. Traffic was terrible. Now, with that being said, they do begin to actually explain what they believe that they can do. Right now it's still a little bit dark, but after 6:30 they're going to be able to actually see exactly all the stuff right here. So, they're going to try and at least stay close to this area. Him and his brother figured out that if we don't go beyond that area right there, that landmark, and that landmark over there, that they should be relatively fine and okay. This is like an area they can use their quirks in, and actually train in. So, with that being said, this is whenever they do begin to talk. They're going to be physically training for minutes, and hopefully it all does work out. Now, after they do head down there and begin to work out, you do have what Midori is doing. Right now he is currently making armor out of rock and stone. Now, whenever he does actually begin to create this armor, you have the fact that he's actually turning off his earthbending a bit. He's allowing himself to actually move with this armor. It's heavy, it's bulky, and it's actually very annoying to wear. However, if he can strengthen his body, then that means that he'll have an easier time with it. Now, while he is doing that, you do have Todoroki, who himself is actually trying to do something a bit different. He is currently trying to actually just focus on his physical body. He's doing push-ups over and over and over again, and he's trying to switch them up. When he does bring his hand out for one push-up, he actually just tried going down with one hand, finding it to be very difficult. However, he just quickly switches off, and tries to do the same thing. Now, you have Momo and Denki. Momo is not too sure what to do, so she thinks about it. She can try training her quirk by just creating random objects, but you do have that giant trash mound over there. Her quickly talking with Denki, and asking about her. Denki thought about running laps, but she just ran all the way here. So, her and Momo get to talking. And they quickly began to start undoing the huge trash mound, trying to take some of the heavier stuff off of it. Now, this is whenever you do have All Might who arrives. He arrives early in the morning, and looking at the beach, he can see that there's actually some people already here. He was unaware of that. So exactly what is going on? Now, after he does look and see that he believes that that is the girl from the other day, or what was it? A couple of days ago. That's quite odd. Then there is the Todoroki twins. They're here. And he believes that that is another person there. Somebody new. Why are they all here? This is actually beginning to get quite odd. Now, All Might, he simply just begins to watch and see exactly what they're doing. Watching how as soon as Midoriya gets done messing with his armor for a second, he actually just drop it all off his body. It falling to the ground and actually just turning into sand. Midoriya actually just bringing his hand down and grabbing a handful of it. Bringing it up, and as it runs down his hand, he looks at it and tries to mess around with it. This is weird. His quirk feels different here. And that is where he actually does just do one thing. He throws back his right leg and stomps it out forwards, trying to actually see if he can do anything with it. That being where as soon as he stomps his leg out forwards, he throws up his hands and throws them out to his sides. The sand beginning to move and actually listen to Midoriya's command. Midoriya discovering that his quirk doesn't just apply to rocks. Now, this is actually quite surprising to him. And it's actually pretty interesting. Now, All Might, he was focused on that for a minute. But then there is what's currently happening. Denki and Momo. Both these two are trying to help each other. And Denki actually does go falling off of the giant trash mound. All Might quickly just running in and actually catching her. As soon as he does, she's kind of surprised to see the number one hero, blurting out as loud as she could, All Might. That catching Midoriya and Todoroki's attention, and they quickly turn around. Now, this is where the number one hero has to actually try and explain why he is here. Now, he quickly makes up an excuse, saying that he came here today in order to try and look and see this area. He believed that there might have been some criminal activity. However, he just sees that the only criminal activity here is that, pointing at the large mound of trash, saying that he believes that that is a lot of litter. Now, he then begins to ask exactly what they are all doing here. To which, after Midoriya and Todoroki come running over, an explanation is given. They're here to train, and he believes that, well, using their quirks, it would be a lot easier. So, it's more or less they're trying to do something. And the large trash mound here, they believe that since it's actually just here, no one wants to be around the area. That does sound good and all, but All Might does bring up a good point. Heroes do whatever they can to protect the people, and it's actually a public service. So, if they could be good people, they can help pick up the trash and actually move it. It's also a form of training. That being where he actually does say that this young girl here and the other one up there, they actually do have a good idea for physically training. However, I do have my own questions. Now, with that being said, I do believe that I can leave this part off of here, and I do hope you guys enjoyed.